very good evening. Many thanks for joining me on ITV News at 11 p.m. I'm Oguchukwu Bamidele. Now don't forget, Lassa fever is real, and so make sure you play your part in making sure your environment is clean and rodent-free so you don't fall victim. The Senate has passed the 2016 budget, reducing it by 17 billion naira from 6.077 trillion naira presented to the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari to 6.06 trillion naira. Ikman Musa Ogiagbe reports that before passing the budget, the lawmakers considered and adopted the report submitted by the Senate and the House of Representatives Joint Committee on Appropriation.
The senators approved the 1.587 trillion naira as capital expenditure and the recurrent expenditure of 2.646 trillion naira. They also approved 351.37 billion naira as statutory transfers, 1.475 trillion naira for debt servicing, and 2.2 trillion naira for fiscal deficit. The lawmakers also adopted the oil benchmark of $38, crude production of 2.2 million barrels per day, and the exchange rate of 197 naira to $1 for the implementation of the budget. Explaining the difference of 17 billion naira, Chairman Senate Committee on Appropriation, Senator Danjo Magoje, admitted that the 2016 budget proposal contained a number of errors or omissions, particularly in the area of personnel costs. He said his committee therefore filled some of the gaps which could still raise serious concerns in the course of the year because there are many outstanding cases.
Because this budget is full of controversy, we didn't want to add more controversy. If we add more controversy, the report wouldn't have been submitted today, and then the National Assembly will be blamed for delaying this budget. And that's why we did everything possible to ensure that we beat the deadline and bring it today. If we have continued negotiation will continue back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and Nigerians may not understand this. And they will say the National Assembly is, even some people are even saying we're playing politics with this budget. And there's no politics in this budget.
Speaking after the passage of the appropriation bill, Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki explained that his colleagues have done their part and requested the President to do the needful by signing it to law for immediate implementation.
The budget reflects the efficient and equitable allocation of resources that one has to reduce views of the challenges we are all aware of. The budget is now a product of bipartisan engagement, commitment, and one that is broadly nationalistic. It gives me great joy to commend and appreciate all the efforts you have all put in. Now is the point of the executive to ensure full implementation of this budget as part of the campaign to bring succor to our people.
The 2016 budget proposal was presented to the joint session of the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari on December 23, 2015. Ikman Musa Ogiagbe reporting.
The chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Chief John Odigye Oyegun, has assured Nigerians that the 2016 budget will be fully implemented towards addressing the critical needs of the nation in line with the change agenda. Chief John Odigye Oyegun made the remark while speaking to journalists at the end of the caucus meeting of the party presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. He assured Nigerians that the promises made by the Buhari administration will be delivered. Chief Oyegun, who acknowledged the recovery made by the federal government in the fight against corruption, however, ruled out the possibility of any recklessness in spending. The APC caucus meeting is a prelude to the National Executive Committee meeting of the party scheduled for Thursday. President Muhammadu Buhari today held a crucial meeting with both Lupeng and Pengasin. Addressing newsmen after the closed-door meeting, Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Ibe Kachiku, described the meeting as very successful. Ayosa Agbolan has details.
The meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and the leadership of both Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas was attended by the Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Ibe Kachiku, Chief of Staff to the President, amongst others. At the end of the closed-door meeting held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Ibe Kachukwu, said President Muhammadu Buhari summoned the meeting to critically assess the petroleum industry, the state of the refinery, and other issues affecting the petroleum sector.
Assurances His Excellency gave is willing to work together, looking to them to continue to bring forth good thoughts, tasking them as agents of change, within the respective areas where they work, to ensure that they continue to look out, contribute, take change on his head and make it happen also. But recognizing the difficulties that this administration has inherited, a lot of these problems that are on the table were quite frankly there when we came, and we're doing the best we can to try and work on it, and His Excellency, I think, make notes of that. But we're looking to work collaboratively, and those are the assurances.
Dr. Ibe Kachukwu also informed newsmen that the President expressed serious concern about the hardship suffered by Nigerians as a result of fuel scarcity in the country.
His Excellency would rather have less crude, but have the individuals in society not suffer with these inconveniences than have more crude and have them continue to suffer. So we're going to put a new model to enable us to increase the pace and actually get measures as part of the crew that we're entitled to apply some of those to bring in more products. Over the next 2 months, we should see, quite frankly, a complete elimination of this. Our strategy is that whatever is produced in the refinery, as we begin to kit them up, will not go for sale. We're going to put that into strategic reserves.
The president of NUPENG and his Pegasin counterpart commended President Buhari for convening the meeting as crucial issues affecting the petroleum sector was discussed.
As leaders, we are very, very satisfied, and we also should satisfied about the commitment and the passion they are showing for the industry.
Keenly, we talked much more on the issues of the corruption in the oil and gas sector, vis-a-vis the product allocations, which we are trying to look jointly together. Mr. President also assured that both NUPENG and Pegasin will be part of whatever structures or restructuring that is going to be made.
Egosa Agmola reporting.
An Ego Magistrate Court sitting in Benin City today sentenced the 47-year-old school administrator in Benin, Mr. Rotimi Olayibi, to 2 years in prison with an option of fine for allegedly defiling 4 minors aged between 11 and 14. Kingsley Uchebu reports that the term, which is to run concurrently with on charges of indecent and lawful indecent assault and misdemeanor on 4 minors whose ages range between 11 and 14.
Delivering judgment, Magistrate Iwo Brima said the offences of the accused contravened Section 360 of the Criminal Code. Magistrate Iwo Brima sentenced the accused, Rotimi Olayibi, to 4 years imprisonment on the 4-count charge. After a passionate plea for locutors on behalf of the convict by Defense Counsel, Barrister Victor Ebonka, the court gave an option of fine of 50,000 naira each for each of the 4-count charge, or an option of 4 years imprisonment, which is to run concurrently, amounting to 2 years. Prosecutor Barrister Sasu Ewemade declined comments on the judgment, while counsel to the convict, Barrister Victor Ebonka, said he will appeal the judgment as some inconsistencies were observed in the evidence of prosecution witnesses.
The court has decided that he is guilty of the counts and has accordingly convicted him. But we have our own reservation, even though we don't have a copy of the judgment yet. But from our own opinion, we don't agree with the ruling, particularly as it relates to the inconsistencies of the testimony of the prosecution witnesses, the conflicting medical reports, and other material inconsistencies. We felt that they were not properly analyzed.
A member of Child Protection Network, Edo State, a non-governmental organization, Mrs. Stella Efi, who has been following the matter, described the judgment as victory for the girl child.
It's another victory for the Edo child. This is going to send another strong message to the rapists and the defilers out there. We are glad that it's like this.
Mr. Rotimi Olayibi was arraigned in 2014 on a 4-count charge bordering on indecent assault on 4 minors in a school where he is the administrator. Kingsley Uchebu reporting.
And the federal government has declared Friday, March 25 and Monday, March 28 as public holidays to mark the Good Friday and Easter celebrations, respectively. Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazo, retired, made the declaration in a statement issued by the Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Alhaji Muhammad Machido. The minister urged Christians and Nigerians in general to support and join hands with President Muhammadu Buhari in his sustained efforts to build a peaceful, united and viral nation. He also enjoined Nigerians to use the occasion to pray for peace and unity across the nation, while wishing Nigerians and Christians the world over a happy celebrations. Lieutenant General Bembozo also reiterated the federal government's commitment to the change agenda in the country. Edo State House of Assembly has set up an extraordinary investigative panel to probe the chairman of Edo State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission at Sopadek, Vincent Uwadai, over alleged diversion of projects from Olumoye community in Ovia North East local government area and other corruption allegation. Afosa Wangwe reports that the 5-man committee was announced at today's plenary by the Speaker, Victor Adora.
Chairman of the State Oil and Gas Producing Areas Development Commission, Mr. Vincent Usa Uwadai, for unscrupulous diversion of communities projects, corruption and marginalization of the good people of the rural community in Ovia North East local government of the state.
The clerk reading the petition signed by one Festus Usobafo against the Esopadek chairman at plenary. Having considered the weighty nature of the petition, the Speaker, Victor Edoro, constituted a 5-man investigative panel to be headed by member representing Esan South East constituency, Festus Idugele. Other members of the committee are Kingsley Ugabi, representing Esako East constituency, Nosa Okumbo, representing Uriomo East, Osaigbobo Yoha, Oedo East, and Emmanuel Agbaji, Akuku Edo 2 constituency. Also at plenary, the House wished Edo people hitch-free Easter celebration and prayed that the season brings succor to the state. The House also entertained 2 other petitions relating to the alleged inefficiency of BDC from Oro and Ugbowo communities. The Speaker directed the petitions to the relevant Committee of Energy and Water Resources. Efosa Wangwe reporting.
And official activities were grounded today at Ego Local Government Secretariat as workers again protested non-payment of their salaries spanning 13 months. Patience Osenwabo quotes the workers as saying that Easter celebration is a few days away. Their arrears of salaries are yet to be paid.
Another challenge, another challenge, another challenge, another challenge, another challenge, another challenge.
The entrance to Ego Local Government Secretariat were under lock as workers brandished placards calling on the state governor, Comrade Adams Oshomole, to intervene and ensure payment of their 13 months salary arrears. The workers lamented that they celebrated the 2015 Utah without salaries, pointing out that now that Easter is few days away, the Comrade Governor should use his good offices to ensure that they are paid. The protesting workers explained that due to the non-payment of their salaries, over 5 deaths have been recorded, while those hospitalized don't have money to offset their bills. The aggrieved workers emphasized that many of them have been ejected from their homes by their landlords over their inability to pay their rent, thereby subjecting them to total hardship.
Ego local government workers are still in hunger, are still in pain, are still living without salaries. I want to use the opportunity to call on well-meaning Edo indigents to please join voices with us in prevailing on the authorities concerned to give us our salaries. We are dying. Some of us have been ejected from their homes. We cannot pay school fees.
This wickedness, this act of wickedness, it should come to our aid. His 1 month security vote can pay our 1 year salary. So the federal government bail other states out. He's the governor of this state. He should bail us out. It's unheard of that after working for 13 months and the salary is not paid. It's not done. It's an abomination.
It is not only pitiable but unethical
for the past 13 months, local government staff have not received salary. And the union, we cannot sit akimbo and watch issues unabated. And funny enough, to interest the public, we are still coming to work. We have not sat at home for one day for these past 13 months to say we are going to strike because we value our work. We are using this channel, we are using this ample opportunity to appeal to the appropriate authority that our 13-month salary be paid.
In a previous interview, the chairman of Ego local government, Comrade Victor Inobakai, said the local government council is working seriously to pay the workers their salaries. Patience Usaimabo reporting.
The federal government has vowed that the killers of the National Youth Service Corps member Samuel Okonta will be fished out and punished. Samuel Okonta was killed during the Rivers legislative and senatorial elections rerun last Saturday. The Minister of Youth Development, Mr. Solomon DeLong, who blamed the violence on politicians, described the crisis as a display of primitive political culture. Samuel Okonta, an orphan who was shot dead by some unknown gunmen in a Hoda West local government area, served at Government Community Secondary School, Okpelede. The minister spoke during a condolence visit by the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, to the headquarters of the NYSC. And now to Ekiti State, where aggrieved members of the State House of Assembly have demanded an unreserved apology from the Department of State Services, DSS, over invasion of its assembly complex and unlawful detention of a member of the House representing a Efon constituency, Afolabi Akoni, for 18 days, threatening to seek redress and damages in court. The lawmakers who described the act of impunity by the DSS under President Muhammadu Buhari as undemocratic, unpatriotic, dictatorial and British also demanded a thorough medical examination of Afolabi Akoni. Addressing newsmen, Chairman of the House Committee on Information, Gboyega Aribishagan, who was flanked by the Speaker, Kola Oluwawole, Deputy Speaker, Segun Adewumi, and 16 others, said the DSS must explain to Nigerians whether in a democracy it was part of its mandate to disobey court orders and dump Nigerians in detention for 18 days on unfounded allegations. The lawmakers condemned strongly the DSS illegal arrests, detention and dehumanization of Afolabi Akoni and demanded an unreserved apology forthwith. And now to the interesting world of sports, where Chelsea midfielder Mikel Obi says the Super Eagles must be cautious and tactical when they host the Pharaohs of Egypt in Friday's crucial Africa Cup of Nations qualifier at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium. Mikel, who is confident of victory on Friday, also added that his colleagues are prepared to play through the pains the weather could bring on match day. Meanwhile, Elders Chiejile has joined the rest of the Super Eagles in Kaduna after a delayed journey from France, where he stars for Monaco FC. The left-back this afternoon trained with the Eagles for the first time as the Nigeria team intensifies preparations for their crunch game coming up against the Pharaohs of Egypt in the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying series. The team now has a full complement of all the invited players, with the arrival of Chiejile, who was missing from Tuesday's session. Alex Iwobi also joined today's training. And that's the size of our news for this time. Many thanks for watching, and don't forget to join us at 7:30 for our AM news tomorrow. I'm Ugochukwu Bamidele on behalf of the crew right here in studio. It's good night, and thanks for watching.